Hello, this is Paul from RankWyz, and today I want to talk about interesting topic: safe link building. By nature of link building, it's never safe. There's always risk involved, but of course there are some methods that are safer than another, and because there is a range of from safer to not safer, back from not safer to safer, there are extreme cases. Extreme not safe link building, which like we all know, uh, and extreme safe link building. And this is what I want to cover today. SEO overall, driven by try and error. Nobody knows how algorithm works. I'm pretty sure that even inside of the search engine teams, there's no single person that any longer controls how the whole algorithm works. There's so many factors involved. So it becomes like the thing that lives on its own, and there are results that every small change measured by the how it's affect and adjusted. Some methods that work in one niche don't work in another niche. So it's many people consider it frustrating about SEO, but it's also a great opportunity for all of us who do SEO, because there's always a room, there's always something that we can test and get it working and compete against even big corporations. So, three extremely safe link building methods. What are they, and first of all, why they are safe? Well, because they are not links. Well, of course they are links, but some of them are links, some not, but not in a way of we consider links effective for link building. And number one would be Nofollow links. A little bit of history. Google introduced Nofollow attribute years ago. I'm not looking up exact date, but it was years ago as a way of battling with link spam. Google introduced completely revolutionary new idea of ranking website based on the number of references from external sources as a measure of popularity, and i.e. links. And once people discover the power of links, so it's created a huge spike of link spam, and of course the internet was growing like fast. Whatever you handle today would be doubled in several months, literally, and doubled again and doubled again. So it just requires a lot of resources. It's really hard to separate good links from bad links. So Google introduced Nofollow attribute and push it down to webmasters to tell which link to crawl and which one to ignore. And to encourage users to do that, webmasters to do this, they said that Nofollow links do not pass link juice. So basically, it's like you're not losing link juice if you pass it, if you mark it as Nofollow. So of course everyone jumped in and marked the all outgoing links as Nofollow. Only links that would be kind of link byte would marked as a follow link. So user generated content, you want to attract users, so you tell them that you will give them follow link. But everything else was marked as Nofollow, and it drastically reduced number of links to crawl, but at the same time it creates another problem. If everyone update links as Nofollow, how you crawl the net? Because like more and more links are marked as Nofollow. Long story short, time goes on and Google just getting better and better, and they develop many new ways of detecting good sites, telling good sites from bad site. Less and less they were concerned about those Nofollow attributes, and there are a lot of indication that they of course the old algorithm that were built in were like follow links, passing juice, and no follow link, no passing juice. It's still there, so no follow links are still like different from follow links. But if you look at the social media sites, like they all Nofollow. There are a lot of premium websites are Nofollow, and yet links from them working like magic. Why is that? Because Google just really let Nofollow like importance, and if it's somewhere down in algorithm, there is one thing that is just separate Nofollow link from follow links now. Because historically Google ignored Nofollow, they do not penalize sites for abusing Nofollow links. It is one first extremely safe way of doing link building. You can pretty much safely place 10x of links, Nofollow links compared to follow links, and get away from this. While if you do all of them follow, so that you should be much more careful. How you create Nofollow links in RankWyz? It's pretty straightforward. So you go to link profile. When you create your link profile, you have an option to specify diversity, Nofollow versus follow. Let's say this is by default is 100%. That will give you 50% of follow Nofollow links. So you can create a campaign, especially for a new site, or if you want to test the water for the client, you can do massive Web2 campaign with primarily Nofollow links. I guarantee you'll see the results, and it will give you a peace of mind when you create so many links pointing to the client side, because it is Nofollow links. There was no punishment for that. Method number 2 is iframes. Who would think that iframe would be considered as a good link building? But lately, it's been used by, especially in local SEO, a lot. Using Google Map embeds, YouTube embeds, that they all iframes. I personally never heard about any penalty being imposed of using embeds. They actually not links. They are iframe, like, I mean, if you're familiar with HTML tags. So there's no penalty on using, like, I mean, penalty is based on links. This is exactly why nobody just says, oh, I want to do YouTube embeds for the second tier. If you do analogy with the links, you do it directly to your money site. You do like 1,000 embeds, there's no penalty for that. No penalty for using iframe. So you can use YouTube videos, you can use any other videos. Well, of course, Google properties. I think it just has a lot to do with using Google properties as a part of the embed. I personally don't know any other ways, but technically they've been crawled, and if you can place any piece of HTML or like a site with the link pointing to your site, I don't know if it will be exactly the same, but at least Google Maps, YouTube's, and Google Docs. So RankWyz has way of building Google Map campaigns, YouTube campaigns, and you can easily create massive embed campaign pointing to your client side, and many users reported extreme success with getting main site videos, maps promoting with this method. I don't know, I never heard about any penalty imposed for using this method. We recently introduced schema, extending the way to extend Google embed campaigns with the schema. And if you go to tools, you'll see the schema generator. So you can put your embed, would it be YouTube or a map, and you create all details, and that will generate the code you will use for your submissions. So you go to submissions tab and you can see that we have Google Embed submissions and we have video submissions. They essentially, those are essentially, if you go on the technical level, those are iframe links. Like, I mean, it's not links at iframe, but this is extreme safe. One of the way of extremely safe building links to link building for your clients, and it works extremely well, especially in local SEO, as I said before. One part of this that is usually overlooked is Google Doc embeds. I probably should point it as a separate one. So like Google Embed, Google Map embeds, everyone uses this. Google YouTube embeds, everyone uses this. Google Documents. See the difference between Google Map. You only can create one map of your business, and you promote it over and over again. Then you can tweak it. You can tweak the schema. You can just go and change the description to have more relevancy for the keywords you're promoting. But Google Doc give you enormous variations. You can create new document. You put the description of your product. I mean, you put a description of your service, and you put a link. You might just include YouTube, and you create a document. You share it, and exactly the same way as a map, you can embed it. And you go to the Google Embed campaign, and exactly the same way as you put distribute map, you can do Google Documents. Comparing map to document, you can create a new document every day, and that's a new opportunity for everyday campaign, and it's still iframe, and it's still extremely safe. Think of other way of doing hundreds properties, promoting main site, client side, and being extremely safe. That's number 2. Using iframes, i.e. Google Embeds. And the number 3 is mentions. Out of those, the previous 2, this is less links of all. There are no links at all. So you just do mentioning, the brand mentioning all over the net, massive scale, especially if it's recognized brand. Let's say if you do RankWyz, so it is pretty unique, and you can like if your clients has a distinct brand name, like I mean when I said non-distinct, let's say if someone is called Toronto Barber shop, so that's probably will just cover to it. It's really hard to search engine to pick up to say that it's unique name, but most of them do have unique name, and using mentions proving over and over to be a very effective way of boosting the main site without pointing link. If you don't build in links, it's extremely safe. This is the test I set up about 10 days ago. This is the search for the local SEO, for the local SEO for local niche. So this is a town, and this is massage, Richmond Hill massage. Go to the second page, and here it is. This is the page, Young and Wellness Massage Therapy. So it's not optimized page, and I found it 10 days ago on 5th page number 5, 10 days ago. So I decided to give it a try to test to the new functionality we added to RankWyz of using mentions. In 10 days, without building single link, it's jumped to the second page, and you can tell you're not building links. It's absolutely safe. So how you do this in RankWyz, you go to Content Mill. You can see the Richmond Hill Chiropractor, and you go to Settings, Advanced, And at the bottom, you'll see new section mentions. And this is where you put, this is what I exactly did. I did a variation of URL, domain, name with the location and with the keywords like chiropractor, massage. So basically just variations. You can put as many as you want. And you can specify how many mentions you want per post. So as I said, when I build it up, so I created about 600 posts, and none of them had any single link to this site, to this specific site. And in 10 days, it jumped to the second page from the page number 5. So that will be the third method of extremely safe link building. So I'll just mention, I will just list them again. Number 1, Nofollow links. Don't forget, like, I mean, it's been, we were told for way too long that Nofollow are not effective. So all high profile social sites are Nofollow, and yet everyone is dying to get a link from them. So a lot of citation sites Nofollow, but they work, and many other sites. Let's put it this, summarize many other sites. Number 2 is Iframe. Iframe, that will be for Google Docs, for Google Maps, and Google YouTube videos. So there's no known penalty for using or abusing Iframe. So go wild and see the results. If it doesn't work after first campaign, do the second. Of course, it's not. It's might be inferior to the follow links, especially from high authority sites, but risk is much lower. And the last one would be mentions. So you create mentions and you literally mention in sites, it's text, so you can post thousands of those over the net, because it's not part of automatic penalty system. So whatever you do, it's safe. So you can do as many of them. So of course it's not as effective as I said, so you need to tweak exact mentioning. So it's combination for local SEO. I've used domain, name of the company, brand, and keywords I want to to lift, to promote, and various combinations. And in a short period of time, I saw pretty impressive result. So thank you for watching, and I would love to discuss this further. So you can join us at our mastermind group on Facebook, and looking forward for your comments and feedback. Thank you for watching, and thank you for using RankWyz.